Alright, what is up everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video. And I wanted to start this video off by a little real-time section, because today, as of recording this, we actually just got the hotfix today, which is supposed to help with a lot of the guest AI issues, where guests are actually going to be queuing for your rides, and they should have fixed the queue time as well. The queue time should be reported as accurate now, and guests should be able to start willing to wait longer in line, and they're less likely to change their mind when approaching a ride. Now, with that being said, some of you probably might be a little confused because it doesn't work right away. This only works on the new guests entering your park, so you have to either wait until all your old guests leave, or your new guests come in. Or you can close your park and let all the guests leave and then reopen your park for that to work again. So I think in this case, I'm just going to wait till the day ends, because a lot of the guests will always leave and then come back in. But I just wanted to kind of show off a little bit what I've been working on, mostly in this area. So we've been working a little bit on the path work, and some more planters, and just greenery in general. Anytime I build parks, you know I'm going to be building a lot of greenery and a lot of foliage around my parks. I love the feel of a park having lots and lots of trees and foliage, and it also provides extra shade for your park guests, which does matter in this game. So I think it's already working. You can already see a lot more guests queuing up for the rides, so the hotfix is working. There's more guests queuing up, and I think this is going to help with those massive park crowds that we have. Now, Synchronize has a full queue now. I haven't currently reopened, or did I reopen it? We need to reopen Wild Run here, because it was having a glitch, but I think I fixed it to where we have the the max wait time. I lowered that down, I think, because we had a glitch where the switch track wasn't switching over. I'm not going to go over that too much, but obviously Synchronize is a lot more popular than I was expecting it to, because its queue is a little bit too short for its well-being. But look at the wood coaster queue now. It's almost full, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does get full. And then the same goes for water slides as well. Guests should be riding water slides more often. The water park hasn't been very busy. I think it's because we were currently in winter, and now we're in spring now, actually. But I think it will be more popular as the warmer months come in. So yeah, we're going to keep that rolling. I think we actually did have a change of day, because now we have all the new guests in. But you can see the hotfix. I wanted to kind of display how the hotfix is working. More guests are going to be going into your queues now, which in essence really has helped clear up the pathways as well, because you would always have the lot of guest congestion. Now that they're actually in the queue lines and actually riding, look how much less congestion there is on the pathways, because all the guests are actually in line for rides now, unlike before. So no one's in the priority queue, which is actually interesting for that ride. The only other priority queue I have is here. Alright, there are people using it, but anyways, before we got into this time-lapse, I just wanted to go over these few things with the new hotfix and kind of display how it works. So again, you do have to get new guests into your park, not old guests. Old guests are not going to have the fix. They're still going to have the same AI that they had beforehand. Also, we did work on custom supports last time. So I just really want to fill in this area between all the coasters, and this area, as you can see, is very incomplete. So I did work on a little bit here. This episode, I think we're going to try and work on the queue line and a lot of the stuff for the wood coaster, and maybe the path leading back behind the Ferris wheel over here, and basically just fill in this entire area. Basically try and finish up Voyage Adventure, which is our one's very lightly themed area. But yeah, we did also add the Synchronize with some light theming as well. which is the Zamperla Nebulous model, which is really cool, which is a lot more popular than I thought it would be, because has the reputation of new, so it probably is going to get a lot of guests in it. It already needs a refurbishment, which is pretty crappy, so that it already needs refurbished. I'm also using, for anyone that might have the questions, I am also using a mod that removes the exit queues, or entrance and exit queue gates at the beginning, because I absolutely hate the way they look. So just so you know, I am using a mod for that. And I also have a scaling mod now, too, that allows the scaling to go all the way down to 10% and all the way up to 600% on all items. So yes, there are already Planet Coaster 2 mods. Look them up and be sure to do that. Maybe I'll do a video on how to install them. They're very easy to install. But anyways, let's get into the time-lapse, guys, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, guys, so to start this time-lapse, we are going to start with the station here for the wood coaster, which is Forest Run, and get a lot of fun details here for it. I've been neglecting the station for quite some time, so I figured it was time to actually start working on this station, and it actually turned out really good. I don't know if my station building skills has gotten better. I've gotten better, but if you notice, the last station I built with Wild Run and now Forest Run here, we just like to run a lot, I guess, with these coaster names. But anyways, I feel like I don't know if it's the pieces in Planet Coaster 2 or what, but I'm actually have been really proud of how my stations have been turning out lately. Maybe it's just my skills are getting better, and again, maybe a combination of that and also Planet Coaster 2 just having those really good pieces to make buildings look a lot better. We have less pieces, yes, but like the pieces that we get along with the scaling tool allows us to do so much more. Like this beam I was able to use with the flowers, you can change it to the same colors and it becomes a nice little beam that you can use overall for your builds. And you can do that with a lot of pieces. There's multiple wooden planks and wooden pieces that you can use for a lot of those builds as well when it comes to like building like your roof skeletons and stuff like that. Very useful, and especially for wood coaster supports as well. We do have this little tunnel to work with as well for the queue line. I think I do work on this a little bit more off screen, so that's something to keep in mind. But overall, I wanted to add, since we're using a mod to get rid of the gates, I wanted to add my own gate that was kind of custom here, that utilizes the animated pieces, or the animated mechanisms that allow you to animate just normal scenery pieces. And I wanted to do a nice little exit gate. Now, there's no function to keep the gate open for a specific amount of time. I hope maybe Frontier could add a function to these things, like because I have it do a quarter open, like slowly, but there's no way to keep it open for a certain amount of time. So I would love to hold it at that position for like maybe 5 seconds or so to let the guests through, and then it closes automatically. But unfortunately, I can just make it open and close right away. So I try to time it out where it's not going to have too many guests clipping through it. It still does, but I looked through all the animation types and just to see if there was a chance to potentially keep it open for a short amount of time. It doesn't work like it does for like the doors in the game. You can either do these animations and you can trigger those animations, but you can't hold it for a specific amount of time. Regardless, I think it still looks really nice, instead of having those generic awful looking gates that we have in the game itself, since they never got rid of those and didn't make a generic gate or just allow us to have it invisible, which I like having it invisible, because then my queue lines for the station I feel like can stay without having I feel like those don't even need gates. I mean, you can put gates there, but I don't feel like you need to put them at all, mainly just for the exit gates. So I think these exit gates turned out really nice. It's a nice breath of fresh air seeing something different at the exit now. And since they're invisible, I have to build something there Otherwise, it's just open, which is not really realistic. There should be some sort of form of gate there for the rides. Now, I did want to use this fencing piece because I absolutely love this fence piece, by the way. Too bad we don't have short pieces, so I did try to get a little creative to try and create a short piece because we were right next to the queue line, and I had to do that for both the regular queue and the priority pass queue as well, which I'm also loving that they're separate queues that you enter now instead of just being connected to the queue line. I absolutely love that, and I hope that Frontier keeps that because it's such a good upgrade if you ask me. And then I used these storage bins, which are on the Frontier Workshop. I don't have the name of them on the top of my head or who they were by at the top of my head, but very good. It's a very good workshop item from the Frontier Workshop. Definitely, if you need some nice cubbies or storage bins for your dock, those are definitely a good way to go because they look really, really nice. So I wanted to create a little bit of a booth here, and I did put a little rope there and a little clipboard to kind of simulate a nice little operator's booth. Nothing too overcomplicated or fancy in there, but something that looks looks pretty nice. And trust me, it does come in clutch having the mod where you can actually make anything larger or bigger. The scaling mod, I do highly recommend getting this mod, mostly because you can make these like letters a lot smaller than they should, or a lot smaller than you could without it. I think I put them down to with just a little over 10%, like 17% on the size, which without the mod you can only go down to about like 50 or no more than 30%, and you can also go all the way up to 600%. So it makes it really perfect for putting them on like coaster trains like this. So I utilized that here. Otherwise they're going to be a little bit too big, but I wanted to put the name of the ride on here. There's not going to be like extensive theming, and I wanted to keep like that feel for the GCI trains, so I just kind of recolored them and then just put the name of the ride on the front, and I thought that would be good enough for this particular train overall. And then I was running into some sort of glitch where we couldn't get a ride attendant to the ride for some reason. I ended up having, I think, to restart the game to actually get it to work. After a while, I did give up and said, I'll just restart the game and it will probably work then. In the meantime, let's finish up this station. So, which it did fix it. The issue is that it said they couldn't reach the exit, even though the pathway was connected. I think it's a little small bug, but resetting or restarting the park actually fixes it. So if you do have that issue yourself, all you have to do is restart your park. Just remember to save and then restart it. But anyways, this we do build a little roof here, and of course I wanted to get like the roof skeleton going and everything like that. I had to still kind of manage my rides and stuff. That's the one thing about this, is we still have to manage rides and stuff because we are in franchise mode. We're not in sandbox, so we do have to manage stuff. So when stuff is not getting serviced and stuff, we do have to go sometimes and click on it and do an emergency start or an emergency run with our mechanics. So I do plan on doing like a whole overhaul with all of my staff and everything. Once I get everything in place, I do want to do like a really big staff management and get a good schedule going where all the rides can hopefully maintain themselves, along with like the powers, generators and stuff like that, and the water pumps, and have like mechanics assigned to like specific rides and such. I think would be a really, really nice thing to have. But I was really happy with how this station turned out. It's really, really good. I really like it. You know, maybe I should make some coaster station blueprints. Let me know if you guys would like to have some blueprints of some of my stations. If you do like the way they look, please let me know in the comments section. I would be happy to make some stations for the workshop, maybe a few different ones that fit different rides or different coasters. Because I do enjoy making stations. They're one of my favorite things to build in Planet Coaster, so I think they're really, really nice. We don't end up getting to the queue line just really in this episode, unfortunately, because that's about it for this episode, unfortunately. But we do it a little bit off screen. I can assure you that we do a lot more afterwards. But anyways, that's about it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Hit that join button if you'd like to see these episodes early as well. So that's about it, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys being here, of course, and goodbye.